Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a new video. So this one's a little bit different. We're going to be doing a few odds and ends in the garage tonight. And one of the things I want to get done is actually removing some dents. There's two on the truck. I got about one and a half on the STI. There's been one in the driver rear door since I bought the car. And I've always had intentions of getting it fixed. But it just kind of was on the back burner and everything. And I got a quote from my dent guy to get everything done, and it was pretty ridiculous. Now, granted, I'll still probably get it done, at least on the STI, if it doesn't turn out right. But I wanted to at least try it myself. Now, I know these DIY kits that you can get from Amazon, which I have over here, I'll explain in a second. I know they're not, the best. It's not going to turn out 100%, but I wanted to at least give it a go, see how it would turn out, and maybe I can save myself a few bucks. Because, hey, who doesn't like saving some money? So I actually practiced on the truck already, and it turned out pretty darn decent. I'm pretty impressed with it. Now, I picked this entire kit up from Amazon. I'll link it below if you guys are interested. Now, it's kind of a mess right now since I was trying a million different things, but you get a few different tools. You get a bunch of different poles, different sizes and everything, depending on the size of the dent. You get this one, which I tried at first, and it wasn't doing that great. Since it is made of plastic and it's not I guess the strongest, it kind of bends when you're tightening this down, but it does come with a metal pole, which is pretty cool. It comes with a bunch of different sizes, as I mentioned, and basically all you do is heat up this special glue, stick it on your preferred tab, your preferred pole that you want to use, stick it on the car, wait a few minutes, and then pull it out. Now I'm going to show you on the truck the ones that I already did. I had two on the passenger door. It is kind of dark. It is nighttime, but I'll do my best to show you. It turned out pretty darn good. I'm pretty happy with it. Now again, it's going to be very hard to see, but I'll try to get a certain angle. You can kind of see it right there. It was actually way worse, but it actually ended up pulling out a decent amount. I mean, it still doesn't look fantastic on camera, but in person, way better. And there was also one on the rear door. You can see it right there. That one was a little bit harder to get out simply because it's closer to the edge of the door, and then the metal is not as pliable. It's a little bit more firm since it's closer to the edge. But I ended up doing that one a few times and it pulled out a lot. Again, it looks worse on camera, but it really does look much better in person. I may give it another go just to see if I can get that out a little bit better. But now let's go ahead. I'll show you the one on the STI and see if that can pull out. All right, so we are on the driver rear door, and as you can see, right there is the small dent. Again, it looks worse on camera just because of the light, but that is the dent that I am referring to. It has been there since I've gotten the car. I think it was there when I actually purchased it. Didn't notice it until a few days after. Not a big deal. Again, I've been meaning to get this done by my dent guy, but I just never had the time. So we're gonna go ahead and see if we can get this out. I don't have high expectations. Again, this was 40 bucks from Amazon. Just wanted to try it out before I get my dent guy here, but I wanted to see if I can at least attempt to get it out, at least make it look a little better, just to see if I can do it, because I always wanted to see if I was able to get this done. I know a few of you have pointed this dent out in some videos before, so you will be happy that I'm going to get it fixed, but again, we'll see if it works. The one issue with the STI compared to the truck is that the STI is ceramic coated, so the glue may have a little trouble sticking to the paint. So we'll see what happens when I go to put the glue on. But let me go ahead, let's get it ready and see if this works. All right, so we got the pole and the glue setting there. You're supposed to wait 3 to 5 minutes, so that is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let it sit there, let it dry totally so we get a good adhesion to the paint, and hopefully it pulls that dent out. Again, don't have high expectations, but we'll see what happens. Alrighty, so as you can see, the glue has dried. Let's see if this actually works. So let's go ahead, use our fancy tool here, and try to get this dent out. All right, so that is what you want. You actually want the glue to pull up in the middle and come with the tab. And this is just all the excess. Now, this is pretty easy to get off. You kind of just work and peel it off, as you guys can see. They say that you can use IPA to get the rest off, but what I've been doing is just pulling off the bulk of it and then use some polishing compound and kind of just getting the rest off. You can also use some Goo Gone as well. I found that the Jescar polishing compound that I use to polish paint works wonders. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this off and we'll see how the dent pulled out. It looks like it did a decent job from what I can tell here, so we shall see. All right, so not that bad. Honestly, I'm having a hard time finding it. It was right around this area, and it's pretty good. I mean, it's not perfect. You can see the bend just a tiny bit, like right here, but it definitely got it to probably about 85%, maybe even 90. But if I had my dent guy here, he would be using the, you know, all the tools and everything to push it back out and heat it up and all that. But I mean, for 40 bucks, I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, it's not perfect. It's not 100%. It's livable. I should have done this a long time ago. I don't know why I never thought of it. But yeah, pretty awesome. Very, very happy with that. Again, it's not 100%, but I would say it's probably about 80, 85, maybe even 90%. Much better than obviously what it was. It's not as noticeable, so pretty cool. So it's definitely something I would recommend. Another tip that I would mention is when you're putting the little tabs on there is to push pretty hard to make sure that the tab actually, I don't want to say makes contact with the paint, but it gets pushed down pretty hard. Just so the extra glue seeps out around it and it gets a really, really good hold on the paint so it can pull it out. And yeah, again, 40 bucks, not bad at all. All right, so the second one that was on the STI was right on the fender. You can kind of see it right here. Sorry, it's kind of hard to film and show you, but it was actually, you can see it right there. It was actually a lot worse. This actually happened when I was daily driving the car. I parked and somebody decided to open their door a little bit into my fender right on the line right there. But I ended up using a different pole. It had like a little rivet in it for body lines like that, and it did a really good job. I didn't show before because honestly I didn't think it was going to work as well as it did here. So I didn't even put it on camera, but it definitely helped out a lot. Again, this is not perfect. It's not 100%. You still probably need to get your dent guy over or do it yourself if you're able to. But whenever I do get an appointment with my dent guy, I will be sure to update you guys. But the good part is now when he does come to do these dents, it won't take as long and hopefully won't be as expensive because they're not as bad as they used to be. So it's kind of a win-win. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try the one small dent in the truck again to see if I can get it out a little bit better. The metal that they used on the STI comparing the truck seems to be a little bit softer and a little bit easier to pull dents out as opposed to the truck. Seems to be a little bit more, I guess, thicker or stronger. So it's a little bit harder to get the dents out, but we'll try. I'll update you guys and see what happens. All right, so I tried the truck again and that was the best I can get. So there's still that little tiny little dent right there, and then one in the rear door right there as well. So probably gonna get my dent guy to do those. I got the truck like this, so it's not like this happened when under my ownership, so I don't feel as bad. But either way, I tried and it's better than what it was, so I'm happy. Alrighty, so enough playing Ding King over here. We did our best. Definitely turned out better than I expected. For 40 bucks, I mean, if you're looking just to get some small dents out, I'll definitely link it below if you guys want to give it a try for yourself. Not that bad at all. Otherwise, you're going to be spending quite a bit more to get somebody out to your car or bring it to a place to get them pulled out. Now, the second thing I want to get done in the garage tonight is actually changing out the sprayers. Now, these bottles right here are from Obsessed Garage. If you guys follow Matt, you know how fantastic these bottles are. They are Press-All bottles. There's two different versions. There's the household and then the industrial. The household bottles are mainly intended for, you know, very light chemicals like Windex or Lysol, something like that, where you're just, you know, cleaning around the house. Nothing too strong that's going to damage the bottles or anything like that. Nothing, no harsh chemicals, no degreasers or anything crazy like that. But what I have found over time is that the wheel cleaner, tire dressing, and a few others, the sprayer heads tend to end up breaking. These are actually double action. So when you pull it and when you let go, it's two sprays. And then what I found on the wheel cleaner and the more aggressive chemicals is that the double sprayer stopped working. It only sprays one way, and they also start leaking. But what Obsessed Garage did is they actually ended up selling separate heads. So you can actually get the household bottles, but you can also get the industrial sprayer separately. And what's great about the industrial sprayer heads is that they're stronger, they won't leak, and also it comes with these. These are actually weighted tubes. So I know it's just a tube and you guys are probably like, wow, big deal. But the cool thing about this is, as you can see, there's a little weight on the bottom of this tube. There's also a little filter on the bottom as well. So no matter which way you actually end up turning the bottle, the weight of the tube is going to follow the liquid. And the great thing about that is you're never going to, run into an issue where you start squeezing and starting to spray your product and, it starts running out because you have to angle the bottle right. This way, the weighted tube kind of follows the liquid, so you'll never run out, which is a really nice touch. So what I did was purchase all new industrial spray heads with the weighted tubes, and I'm still going to use the household bottles. I prefer the look of the household. I think they just look nicer. The industrial bottles don't look as nice in my opinion. They're kind of bent weird and there's all crazy colors. I prefer these. I think these look cleaner. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap these out and I'll let you know how they are. So we are done making the switch. I do prefer the black look, the handles or the spray heads on the household ones, but these are very, very nice. They're still double action. So as you can see, you spray once, spray, and you let go, it sprays again. So really nice when you're applying a lot of product to a car, especially like the drying aid. This is the Obsessed Garage drying aid. I've actually converted over to that instead of my trusted bead maker. The reason why is because it doesn't dust at all compared to bead maker. Bead maker dusts like crazy, and I finally tried this out and I've been using it for quite a while now and I like it a lot. I'll still probably use bead maker every now and again, but the Obsessed Garage drying aid is very, very nice. So as I was recording the last clip, I realized that I'm using the smaller size bottles. I don't like I think they sell a 16 and a 32 ounce, something like that, but I have the smaller one, so the 16 ounce, I guess. And I realized that the straws or the tubes are longer, so you're able to actually trim them. So what I ended up doing was trimming that much off, kind of hard to see on each tube, but you can see the little shadow underneath. See, it's kind of wobbling there. That is the length that you want, so the actual filter and the tube actually moves in the bottle, because what I was finding before I trimmed it was jammed up against the bottom and was just sitting there, so it was kind of defeating the purpose. So I went around and trimmed each one of them. I wasn't aware of that, but hey, if you're going to actually do this yourself, just a little heads up that you're gonna have to trim it off probably about 1/4 of an inch on each tube. So I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back in the cabinet, clean all the bottles up, get this all cleaned up, and we can wrap this video up. All right, guys, so that is going to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. A little bit different, but it's just a few things that I wanted to get done in the garage. So I figured I would kind of take you guys along, make you feel like you guys are with me hanging out in here. One thing I also did as well is I'm loving the new turn signal fog light bezels down here. Looks fantastic. It looks so good. I've been looking at the reflections in the cars in front of me when I'm turning, and it definitely was the right move. I'm really, really happy with that change. But if you guys remember in that video, I have the sequential switches right here. So if I want to turn them on or off, I have it right there. But the driver's side, I had trouble finding a good spot for it. I had it right here, but it was really loose, but it kind of pressure fitted in between the Cobb overflow tank and the window washer fluid tube. Right here, it's perfect. So I can turn it on and off right there. It's nice and snug. I didn't even need a zip tie, so it's perfectly in place there. So I said I was gonna find a better spot, so I figured I would update you guys on that. That is going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I do need to wash the car, so hopefully I'm going to get a chance to wash the car up this weekend. I'm planning to do a wash and talk. It's been a while since I've done one of those, and it really does need a cleaning since I've been driving it a lot, actually. The weather is starting to cool down. You know, the fall weather, the autumn weather is just around the corner, so I'm trying to get as much driving in as I possibly can, because before you know it, this car is going to be sitting in the garage for the winter under the car cover before we know it. So I'm trying to enjoy the car as much as I can now. I'll leave the dent puller and everything that I use in this video down in the description. So if you're interested in trying it yourself, you can go ahead and do that. And also remember, the sale is going on right now for the lower class garage front chassis bar. Be sure to pick one up. Use the discount code SCOOBYFREAK at checkout for 20% off. And then you guys can pick one up and put one on your car and make it look amazing. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Any questions at all, ask them below. But in the meantime, keep it clean, keep it simple, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.